meet John, a man who prides himself on being careful. He never took risks. Every penny was saved, every decision calculated. Every month, another paycheck barely covered the bills, causing him to question, is this all there is? His savings account grew steadily, but so did his frustration. He was safe, but stuck, trapped in a cycle of fear and uncertainty. The world kept moving, but John felt like he was standing still. John's savings account grew steadily, but so did his frustration. One day, John meets an old woman in the park who changes his perspective. Engaging in casual conversation, the woman shares her wisdom. The greatest risk, my dear, is not taking one at all. Inflation eats away at your savings. The real world keeps moving, but you stay stuck. John, taken aback, voices his fear. But what if I lose everything? The woman, with a knowing smile, imparts, life is a series of calculated risks. Not investing is like keeping your money under a mattress. It's safe, but it doesn't grow. You need to let your money work for you. John, still skeptical, ponders her advice. It challenged his every belief about security and risk. Could he muster the courage to step out of his comfort zone? Could he trust his hard-earned savings to the unpredictable nature of investments? John left the park that day with a new perspective on risk and investment. John spent weeks learning about investment, his perspective shifting. He delved deep into the world of stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. He discovered the fine balance between risk and reward, understanding that the two were inseparable partners in the dance of financial growth. He realized that risk wasn't his enemy, but rather the price of progress. With newfound knowledge and a fresh perspective, John was ready to take his first step into the world of investment. With careful planning and calculated risks, John began investing. He didn't dive in blindly. Oh no, he armed himself with knowledge, sought expert advice, and approached the financial landscape with a newfound sense of purpose. He was no longer the man who feared risk, but one who embraced it, understanding it to be a stepping stone on the path to progress. John's first meeting with a financial advisor was a turning point. He asked questions confidently, clarifying doubts and making informed decisions. He was a far cry from the man who had once clung to his savings, afraid to venture into the unknown. John's first investment was a defining moment, a mix of excitement and anxiety. It was a leap into a world of potential growth and prosperity, but with his newfound understanding of risk management, he was ready. John had taken the leap, and there was no turning back. The fear of losing faded as John learned to manage risk. The world of investment, once a daunting maze, started to make sense. John wasn't just saving anymore, he was growing his wealth, and with it, his confidence. He began to see the ups and downs of the market, not as threats, but as opportunities. Every setback was a lesson, every triumph a validation of his learning. His wins were not just luck, they were the fruit of his hard work, his diligence, his newfound knowledge. John's journey wasn't a smooth sail. There were storms along the way, sure, but with each passing day, he learned to navigate these rough waters. He learned to steer his investment ship towards promising horizons, even in the face of uncertainty. He realized that the risk was not in investing, but in letting fear dictate his decisions. As he embraced this truth, his life started to change. John's investments grew, opening doors to new opportunities. John, now a successful investor, looks back at his journey, a journey that transformed him from a cautious saver into a confident investor. His life is no longer about just making ends meet. It's about exploring new opportunities. It's about financial freedom. His days of worrying about bills are a distant memory. Now, he finds satisfaction in watching his investments grow and prosper. He lives in a spacious home, a symbol of the wealth he has accumulated. But it's not the material possessions that bring him joy, it's the freedom that comes with financial security, the freedom to enjoy life on his own terms, the freedom to provide for his family without stress, the freedom to make choices out of preference, not necessity. He's eternally grateful for the life-changing advice he received years ago. Don't let fear hold you back. Invest in yourself. Invest in your future. The greatest risk is not taking one at all.